In today's mental health check, we are talking about a growing and sometimes hidden part of the nation's workforce, young adults who care for aging loved ones.
According to the National Alliance for Caregiving, 1 in 4 family caregivers are between the ages of 18 and 36. We spoke to 3 young adults who opened up about their experiences.
I'm Brandon Will. I'm 42 years old and I live just outside Chicago. I took care of my mother Janice. She lives with Parkinson's. I've been her caregiver for about 10 years.
I'm Alexis Grace. I'm 26. My mom has early onset Alzheimer's. When I found out I was 22, I was in grad school. I got a remote job and decided to move back to fully take care of my mother.
I'm Jennifer Levin. I was in my early 30s. I was living in Los Angeles. My father was starting to experience some random neurological signs, and then eventually was diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy. I had 0 experience in geriatric care, and your peers aren't really experiencing anything like this, and so you really feel completely alone.
Happy Valentine's Day! Most people my age, they would be experiencing going on trips with their mom or having their mom at their wedding. While I trust facilities to take care of her, no one can take care of her better than I can.
Before I had been thinking like, we'll get apartments near each other and we'll just have a cute little, hey, I'll pop in and do the groceries. And then about a year or so later, that's when she had her first kind of major fall. And it came so close to losing her that I realized like, no, you just need to roomie with your mom.
All of this impacts our incomes. Then you have the emotional cost of it.
You see your loved one in a state that you've never seen them in.
That is so absolutely exhausting and grueling. You just know that your person's okay.
Let's continue this conversation. Joining us now, Jennifer Levin, who you just heard from. She's the author of a new book called Generation Care, The New Culture of Caregiving. Also with us is licensed clinical psychologist Tasha Brown. Thank you both so much for being with us. Jennifer, we'll start with you. Thank you for being so generous with your story. You touched on it a bit, but can you speak more to the challenges that come with having to be a caregiver at such a young age? What do people not think about?
Absolutely. Caregiving is difficult emotionally and logistically, no matter when in life you take it on. But when you are at a younger age than you expect, you really can feel out of step with the lives of your peers and what you see them living and experiencing. I was in my early 30s when I was a caregiver for my dad, and at that time, I really didn't have any friends that had already gone through or were going through what I was experiencing. Dealing with things like Medicare or geriatric care was totally out of line with me at a younger age. So I turned to resources, support groups, and there was really nothing out there for somebody who was my age. Everything was geared towards people of a different generation. And so in turn, you can really feel isolated and retreat into yourself, which builds this silence. On top of it, we're still very much in an age of identity building and starting your careers, building your financial outlook, starting a family, or just even dating. And care can really conflict with all of those things.
Yeah, Tasha, let's talk about that draining. And I see it, I think, in your eyes that like still, when you saw your dad on screen, like it still is hard.
Absolutely.
So you're juggling caregiving, you're juggling friends and job and trying to date, and that's really hard. What do people do to take care of themselves when they're in that caregiving role?
Yeah, taking care of yourself and your mental health when you're in a caregiving role is so important. Number one, setting boundaries, keeping to a schedule. So caregiving can be very consuming. So setting boundaries around your work time, when you socialize, taking breaks and taking them like regularly throughout the day, going for a walk, exercising, having a check-in with a friend, and then also making sure you're reaching out to getting some therapeutic services and mental health care because it can be really draining.
A lot of that means you have to have a backup person, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So having a community around you, I mean, obviously, Jennifer, there's an emotional cost, but there's also a financial one that you touched on, but dig in deeper there.
A huge one. And when you're early in life, you may not have the financial cushion that you might have later on. And so you are seeing people who are paying out-of-pocket care costs that are exorbitant, on top of unprecedented student loan debt, the multiple financial crises our generation has faced since leaving college, maybe. So you're compounding this huge financial picture that can be quite devastating. And in turn, we're more likely to be balancing work hours or careers with our care. And often those can come into conflict. And when it does, that can lead to reduced wages, reduced benefits, and overall reduced savings.
Is there anything you'd like to see employers do to help with all of that? Is there some way they could help with the cost?
Absolutely. First of all, we don't really have access to paid leave for caregiving. Often people might turn to FMLA, which is unpaid, and people cannot afford to lose those hourly wages. So offering some sort of care package to your employees and offering a culture of care where people feel comfortable taking these benefits. And that often starts from the top down.
And Tasha, how can we cultivate a culture of care in our own community? I know I've been surprised at my age realizing, oh, some of my friends are caring for their parents.
Yeah.
How can we be a mindful community?
Yeah, number one, reach out, pick up your phone, send a text message, invite them out, making sure that you're keeping them involved in their community and giving them the option to say yes or no. And then also giving help and being very specific about it. So instead of saying like, do you need something? I'm bringing dinner over, or I'm going to order your groceries. Being very specific about the type of care that you can provide.
If there's one thing each of you could say to take away from this discussion here, what is it, Jennifer? What do you want people to know?
I would say when you're dealing with this at a young age, you are not alone. There are tens of millions of us who are doing this. And the moment you self-identify as a caregiver, you can find others out there that are in your situation to turn to for advice or just to reflect your experience back to you.
And I think my biggest thing would be take care of yourself. So you're still young, and there are so many things at this age that are important when it comes to taking care of your physical and mental health. So making sure that you're caring for yourself as you care for your loved one.
Wow, Tasha Brown, Jennifer Levin, thank you both very, very much for your time. We
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.